um, camera. Hi, everyone. Okay, this is the camera is not fantastic. But here we are. I know it's a little grainy. I'm on my laptop today. If you'd like clearer videos, there are many on the channel. Happy Friday. This is Friday Reads. It is quite early. It is about 6:51 a.m. This is going to be a very, very quick Friday Reads video, probably only a few minutes. So thank you to those of you who are on. And please let me know in the chat who you are, where you're from, and also what you're reading. So as I said in the title of this video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit new right now. I recently, when I found out that Cherie Renee Thomas was the editor of the magazine of science and fantasy and science fiction, it's on the floor, I had to look at it. I thought, you know what? I would really love to get a subscription because I feel as though I've been avoiding science fiction and fantasy magazine subscriptions, even though I really love physical magazines. I was born in a decade. I had subscriptions to a lot of different magazines, many of which did not necessarily cover my own interests. So I'm still really attracted to the idea of subscribing and getting something physical in the mail that I really enjoy. So I decided that I would get a subscription to the magazine, and I have. And if you see sort of right up here, I've got four editions up there. And then I recently got this one, which I'm extremely excited about. So this is the November-December edition of the magazine of fantasy and science fiction. And as you'll see on the cover, there is a Black character with looks like 4B hair and some tech on her face and stuff, and a pig who's smiling, and she's in water. And she's also wearing overalls. So when I saw this cover, this reminded me of a futuristic Charlotte's Web. I don't know if I can get the book here, but maybe I will in a second. But this reminded me of Charlotte's Web, which I think has a picture of a girl with a pig, and she might be in overalls. And now that I have this on my mind, now I really want to go and see. So you're going to come with me as we go to my bookshelf so that I can look for Charlotte's Web, which I think is okay. No, I can't find it. Oh, that's going to bug me. Now I'm going to have to see if now I'm going to have to see Charlotte's Web and what the picture is. But maybe I'll include maybe I'll include the cover of it somewhere. Actually, you know what I can do? What I'll do right now is just look it up. Charlotte's Web cover. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's actually, it might actually be a take on Charlotte's Web. So Charlotte's Web was one of my most beloved stories when I was growing up. Yeah, I definitely think this is a Charlotte's Web cover. Yeah, it is. Or at least a throwback to one. So let me find a
throwback. How far back?
Very, very far back. Very, very far back, like in a decade far back. So if you go into you're funny. If you go into the stream here, oh, it's too long. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Go to Google and look up this book. It's called Charlotte's Web, and it came out in it's a classic. E.B. White. When was it published originally? I don't have the original date, but the author graduated from Cornell University in 1921, which tells you something. And he died in 1985. And Charlotte's Web won the 1971 Oh, no, didn't. Anyway, I didn't do any research, as you can see, but you can look up Charlotte's Web. But that cover has a little white girl with a ponytail, and she's holding a pig in her arms, and the pig is looking upwards, and it's kind of smiling a little bit. So yeah, this reminds me of Charlotte's Web. Anyway, this story is called Broad Dirty Water, and I don't know what yeah, I don't really know what it's about yet. It is a novelette, and it's the first thing that appears in this book, in this magazine. It's on page 6, A Sunken Story, and it was written by my favorite author, Nalo Hopkinson. So now, hi, Pat. Good morning. She says good morning, both. So she's talking to you too, Tommy.
Morning.
So yeah, so far we are following Jackie. So this is a sunken world. This is after like category 6 hurricanes. It's set in the Caribbean. And we've got these communities that live on the water. So they're floating, and they float on these like arc type things, which are these structures that are made out of metal and plastic, and they float on the water. And then they've got these vertical farms. So what they do is they sail across the sea, they salvage for materials in the ocean, and then they repurpose those materials and recycle them and upcycle them and make things out of them. So there are people who are still living landlocked. So they're landlocked, they're living on the island. And so the people who live at sea in these floating communities go to the landlocked communities for supplies, for medical care, to get modifications to their bodies and things like that, and to trade. So we start this story meeting Jackie, who is traveling in this like floating, flying ship thing that was handmade, and she's with a pig. The pig has been modified so the pig can speak to her and communicate with her, and it likes music and it's really rude. So she and this pig have gone to the land, and I think she has undergone a surgery to get a modification to her head, some kind of technology that will allow her to see better in dirty water, murky water, when she's navigating her ship underwater, or her craft underwater. So she's gone to landlocked. She's now gone back onto her ship, and she is now traveling back to, I think it's called Jam Down Arc. I think that's where she is. So it's a group of folks from the Caribbean. The country is not mentioned here, but they are a community: adults, children, elders, animals, and they are floating. And she's going back there, and she has to explain to Uncle Silmus that she stole his aircraft, or his seacraft, and she also has to explain that she got herself modified somehow, which is kind of risky because it's not like they've got advanced tech, but it's not the safest. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what the crisis of the story is yet, but something is happening to her. So because she has this new tech in her head, and she didn't stay in bed for a couple of days as was recommended, so that the tech could kind of sync with her, and so that the doctor could make sure that she wasn't at risk, she's now starting to kind of hallucinate. And so there's a question about like what's happening to her. Is the tech glitching? What's going on? And right at the beginning of the story, she hears this voice reciting Christopher Columbus's first visit to not visit, his first attempt at conquesting of the Caribbean. And she thinks that it's the pig talking, but it's not the pig talking. So she's hearing things. Is she hallucinating? What's going on? So yes, maybe this is a story about glitchy tech. Maybe this is a story about, this community that's floating, surviving. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know, but I'm reading it slowly and I'm enjoying it. And I'm looking forward to the other stories in the magazine. So The magazine of fantasy and science fiction has been around for 73 years, and in every edition it's got novellas, novelettes, short stories, poems, and then there's like announcements and such. So that's the table of contents. So you'll see that I'm reading Nalo Hopkinson's novelette. There are also novelettes by T.R. Napper, Graham Edwards, and Eleanor Arneson. I don't recognize very many of the names here, so that's good. And the letter from the editor, written by Cherie Renee Thomas, obviously is called Gathering Light. And it was really, really lovely. Now, Cherie Renee Thomas writes poetry, short works, and her writing is just so beautiful. It's lyrical. You can actually hear her speaking. And so she talks about the idea that finding and gathering light is to seek illumination from the lessons we have learned and are still learning from the things that bring us from one part of our lives to another. And so for her, all of the stories in this edition have something to do with finding and gathering light. I know what happened. Okay, we're going to try a thing. I think what I did, because when I was redoing my shelves, I found it. Yay. Okay. I knew I had to show you this. Check this out. Okay. Do you see this? The connection between these two the themes?
Vaguely.
You don't see it? Oh my God.
There's two young girls.
Yes. Okay.
And two pigs.
This is a big deal. This is significant.
One is immersed in water, and one is
yes,
behind the fence. It's interesting. It's an interesting.
I don't think Tomi agrees. Okay, look.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just not fully agreeing.
Okay, so you have to tell me, Pat. If you're loyal, you'll answer this question correctly. Okay, look.
Be you, Pat. Be true to you.
Do you not see a connection here? Even look, you've got. I'm gonna have to ask Nalo about this because this is gonna bug me. So you've got a girl. Jackie's older than Charlotte was. Sorry, it's got the reflection here. Okay. We've got a girl.
Yeah.
And the girl has tousled hair. One is a white girl with a ponytail, and the other is a black girl with an afro and tech, right? We've got a profile. We don't have overalls. Salter's laughing. Salter, I don't know. Salter, is that I agree with you, or I don't see it, just get a bit of a stretch. But look, like holding a pig sideways. Like, look at the pig. The pig is looking upwards. Come on. Tell me this is,
You know what? I think.
When was the last time you saw a girl with a pig on a cover in any book, any story? Last week. You're just saying that.
Yes, I am. I say you envision a lot of different things, so I think.
Okay.
Be true to what you believe.
I am gonna submit to the court of Booktube that we have not seen a cover of a book with a girl in profile holding a pig since Charlotte's Web.
That we know of.
And you know what? Let me tell you something. There's also, in Charlotte's Web, there's also a spider character.
Yes, there is.
Now, if this story has a Nancy in it.
Oh, you haven't read it yet?
I haven't finished it. Oh. But if the story has a Nancy in it, which is a spider god, then this is a Charlotte. There will be notes of Charlotte's Web. Okay. I have made my argument. You let me know what you think. If you watch this video all the way to the end, do you think that this picture about Nalo's story, which is Broad Dirty Water, do you think that this has notes of this in it? Okay? Knowing that speculative fiction, it's not always about retellings, but sometimes it's about reimaginings and writing us back into the story. Let me know what you see. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Pat Hamilton says, I agree. Just reverse the image. Haha, I agree. Sorry, Tommy. So yes, you're on my side. That's great. We're just waiting for SOULar to do the right thing. Anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed this Friday Reads video. Let me know in the comments what you're reading. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Read with purpose, and I will talk to you soon. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah. Tommy wants his duck. Tommy is like, I don't see ducks. I don't see a fence. I don't see clouds. Like, this is not the same thing.
It could absolutely be reimagining, or it could just be that person's own take on what they think a girl and a pig would look like.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to research this because it's gonna bug me.
I know it is.
SOULar says the covers are the same, but I'm not on your side because that would ruin the fun.
Yes.
So SOULar, yes. Thank you for having fun with us. There's nothing like starting off the day at 7:00 in the morning Eastern with laughing and pigs. Okay? All right, everyone. Read with purpose. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.